Hafara everyone, welcome back to another episode of Osahra. It's number 9. And before we move on from this point, let's say Hafara to $2.20 as well.
Have fun, everyone.
So before, as I said, before we start doing anything and talk about anything, let's name the capital names. Let's name the capital names. Let's say the capital names for our for our city. And me and $2, we chose 5 names because that's the limit of the names that you can add onto a video, so people can vote, so you guys can vote. Let's go from the first one. It's random. We took them by random. I mean, it's not something in a certain order, but it's random. So Emmanuel Aron said to go for Mahtab. I don't know how this calls. Sounds cool. I mean, for me it sounds cool, and also sounds cool, right? $2?
No, man, it only sounds cool when you say it. When I say it, it just sounds ridiculous.
No, because sometimes we switch roles, so no.
Oh, of course. But I mean,
I'm doing my very best. I'm doing my very best.
Yeah. I can barely pronounce anything in Osahra, so.
The second one, it's Masharad, Freedom 920 mention it. So we have Maktab, Masharad, then Shiny came with Osdad. No, this is even for me, it's harder to pronounce. Maronthorn called for Miribat, and Soviet Union said El Khanem. So everyone, please go ahead, go nuts with the votes, and let us know which one will be the final name for our capital city, which will be announced, of course, in the next episode, in episode number 10 on $2.20 channel.
You know what's weird about all this is that Soviet Union's one, El Khanen, is actually very close to my first name. So I don't know. That's just a pretty interesting thing.
Your first name?
Yeah, it's close to it.
What first name?
My first name, the first name in my name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. El Khanen. It's very similar, but it's not
cool.
It's not exactly, but it's pretty close.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe now you just give them another, let's say, reason to vote it, but depends. Everyone vote as you like. It's your choice. We will respect it. And let's move to what we are going to do in this episode. Besides that, you already know that by the name. I'm doing the train station. I wanted to go with the palace, but then again I said to myself I should go with the train station because usually the train station is situated in the middle of the city. And of course I said, okay, let's go with this one, and in the future it will be easier to decide exactly where the palace can go, because it should be also very close to the central city. I mean, something like that. Okay, so the population, $2, the population of our little city is growing. We have 2,000 and plus. I mean,
that's amazing. That's just in the outskirts, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Everything you did there, it's. I mean, the entire population is coming from your build, from your last time build.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking forward to when we start plopping down some buildings and like really fill out this city, because at the moment it's kind of just a big train station and an outskirts city and a military base, of course. So it's probably need to start actually building a bit of the town. But I mean, it's cool that we've got 2,000 people already living there.
Exactly, but imagine, I mean, let's hope we will not pass 40k or maybe 50k population, because it will be like a murder. I mean, we will kill our CPUs with all the detailing and stuff, and plus population, big huge population. It will be like there will be no tomorrow for us. Yeah, because we will have pretty soon. We will start plopping those big buildings, high density buildings, and then lots of people will move into our city, which will be nasty. I mean, I can already feel the pain. But we kinda need it. I mean, it will look pretty cool. I mean, the city, we will take life. I mean, I think in 4 episodes, it will be totally changed. It will be something totally different. I mean, it will be a big city.
Yeah, because I mean, we're basically just working on the city at this point, and every time we build, more and more people move in. And like I said in the last episodes, I'm really keen to put in some more services, so this city is actually just working on its own without any kind of other towns that we're just going to delete kind of helping it out. So yeah, like I'm pretty keen to delve into that in the next episode, and I'm pretty glad that we've actually got a bit of a connection to the outside world. What was that other country that somebody named? I can't remember what it was called.
I'll try to pronounce it again. Takır.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
exactly. But as we said in the future, of course, because why not? As I said in the past, we will make something about it. I mean, it's a beautiful story, and we keep reading beautiful stories from you guys. We have also Freedom 920, who came up with a cool name. He's trying to make a revolution against us. I mean, that's absolutely cool. I never thought, I mean, as a dictator, you never say it's a beautiful thing, it's cool when you hear about a revolution, but it's pretty nice. I mean, he was one of those who voted in the first, not in the first, when we asked you guys to make the polls for how to say hello in Osahrian language, and everyone voted Hafara. Well, he had also a word there. It was Tayaban, and because it was not voted, he got upset. Well, not in literally got upset, but he said, "Okay, let's start a revolution." And the stories now are pretty amazing about this. He also made a flag. Have you seen the flag, $2?
Yeah, man, it's so good.
Crazy.
I'm digging the whole story, and I love that there's a rebellion already. Like this is just all part of the thing that we're trying to aim for in this series.
Exactly. I mean, it's amazing, and I think we will have our revolution, our little fight between us and. Let's say the guys who will fight for this. But maybe in a future, not maybe in the future, maybe in a future episode actually, because we still have a lot to build and do. But let's see where this will take us. I mean, it will be pretty beautiful. And now I think. We should do something. Let's hope we will not upset someone else with the name of the city, and another revolution will start. A different one, a different faction or something. Okay, that's beautiful. But thank you all for all your stories and ideas and all the crazy things that you are coming up with. You are helping us, and you give us another reason why to try to. Do our best with this series. I mean, it's something different to see you guys being into this 100%. Well, you are going to see lots of things. I mean, the number of props that I'm going to use today is again a big one, and I will try to build also a very little district around this main train station, because we need people to live near the train station. It's city center, and plus I didn't want to leave just train station alone there. And it will eventually look pretty nice.
Bit of a fun fact about that train station is that it's actually an Australian train station that's down in Melbourne. One of my favorite. Skib had no idea about it until I pointed it out, and yeah, it's so. I mean, I think it actually fits in really nicely with Osahra and this sort of theme that we're going with. But like, yeah, man, I'm so happy we've got an Australian asset sitting in this city.
By mistake. I mean, I was looking through the train stations and I saw this one and I said maybe this one will really fit the theme. I wanted to go with a big train station because usually I looked on, for example, Cairo on Google Maps, and I saw that there are plenty of train stations and the main one is quite big. I mean, it's quite big. And I wanted to go with this one, and also as you can see, I went with another one with an older train station. I just wanted to have like old train station, and later on when the city grew and lots of people were moving in because it's the capital city, they built another train station, let's say a more modern one. And that's why you guys are going. You are seeing two train stations. The only reason that there are two train stations. Also in my city, it's the same thing. I mean, we have an old train station with few train lines, train tracks, and near it was built a huge one, a very big one. And yeah, it's also this happens in many cities. I'm not sure if you saw something like this $2, but.
Oh man, only in my travels. I think Australia is probably a bit too modern to have that sort of a thing. We've only really been a civilization for like 300 years or something. That our cities aren't really as old as the ones in Europe or in other places in other countries. But maybe in like smaller country towns, like I think I've seen something like that. But and definitely overseas, I've seen it, but I didn't even think about doing that when in Osahra until you put it down. It's like, oh yeah, there's two train stations. It's like, oh, of course, man. Like I know exactly what you're doing there. It's cool. It's a really cool idea.
Dankeschön. Yeah, this is German, not Osachian, but
it doesn't matter.
So yeah, that's the only reason I went with two train stations. Plus, I could have gone with a bigger one. Do you know the one called? It was. Let me just remember it. Not Kansas, but Kansas City.
Kansas City train station.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one. That one was also in my. Short list, but I thought maybe this one, the Australian one, which, well, at that point I didn't know it's Australian. I said maybe this will fit better, much more better than the Kansas City, and it looks more modern. So that's the only reason I went with this. I had three choices.
It's amazing how well it fits, like if you're thinking about like where Australia is and like its influences, and then the one in Egypt, this one here, the one in Osahra is like totally, I mean, I think it fits in really nicely. It's just it's weird how it fits in.
It's in the color, let's say range, and also I don't know, maybe the entire shape of it. Plus, it will kind of looks way much similar with some palaces that I found that I might use, and I think I'm gonna use it for our dictator's palace.
Yes, I've been really enjoying people making that comment. I don't know if you guys realize, but so often there's comments and people are suggesting things that we should do and put it down in the city, and I have to like hold my tongue. I'm just like, oh my god, like that's exactly what we've been thinking of, and it seems to be like everybody else is on the same wavelength as we are, and we're pretty close to releasing some things that people have been mentioning and talking about, and it's it's pretty strange like how close everybody is to what our ideas are.
Exactly, and I saw many comments almost on every single episode. People saying you should do Dictator's Palace. You should do Dictator's Palace. So this will happen pretty soon. The Dictator's Palace will be built pretty soon. I don't know if we should go for a... I mean, we definitely will not go. We'll just say it for fun. But we are like two dictators. People want to think that we are like two dictators. But there is not such thing in real life. I mean, there is no such thing into our country. Come on. Dictators is like impossible. But just for fun. We keep it that like that's just for fun. But it will be only one dictator in Osahra. That's for sure.
Maybe we need separate palaces.
Yeah, okay, okay, we can do that too.
No,
but
we just have separate rooms.
Oh, that's definitely separate rooms for us. Yeah, well, in the game it will be only one. I mean, why not? But we are waiting for something else to be built to have this palace, and that's the reason why we postpone it. And a few more things. What else do you have in your mind? I mean, not for the next episode, in generally.
For me?
Yeah.
Well, to be like, when I built the last episode, the outskirts, I plopped down quite a lot of like shrubs, a lot of greenery in that one area, and and like a lot of people have been saying, oh, like looks really good, but maybe just tone it down a little bit, which I think is a really good point. I'm gonna go back in the next episode and just tone that bit down a little bit, and maybe just define it a little bit better. Make some kind of like farmland and some clearings, and just change a little bit of that area. But yeah, like I am kind of in two minds of what I'm going to be doing next episode. I will kind of leave you guys in the dark and not say too much of what I got planned, but like I will be continuing on the city, because that's kind of where I'm really at the moment, and we are really expanding it. But there's a couple of ideas, and it's all dependent on something. So yeah, I'm pretty keen for the next episode.
Cool. Well, for me, I mean, I saw that huge forest there. I mean, it's not something bad or impossible. I've seen that in Cairo as well, also in Ismailia and so on. So there are lots of green places.
I had one person mention maybe making a couple of channels from the man-made river that were kind of leading onto some farmlands and were much greener, which I kind of want to possibly do in the next episode. Like I think that's a really cool idea.
That would be something indeed. Well, that's cool. I mean, I really am looking forward to see what and how the city will expand under our leadership. And well, yeah, I really am keen to see that, because at this point, we are starting to build a city. I mean, most likely in the last episode you started, you did something also when you did a ferry. You plopped some buildings then too, but yeah, that's when the entire city started to take some life. Because in my last episode, I did just the garbage dump. You know what? Maybe we can reach the destination for that garbage destination. I mean, the city can go very close to that garbage dump, which is not that far away.
I was thinking that, like, I feel like maybe the city itself would be kind of not small, but like not massive. But then a lot of the outskirts of the city will kind of expand. But like a lot of what I really like about this series is that there's a lot of desert and a lot of nothingness, which I think is also really cool. And also, I kind of want to really work on some smaller towns. Like I know we've got that lost town that you made in the second episode and third episode, and I really like that little area. So like I will kind of want to work on a couple more areas like that, and maybe like a tomb, or it's all dependent on the on like what assets we have, and how our frame rate's going, because like I said before, it's probably going to get pretty bad at some point, where we're going to have to really leave the city and in search of some faster FPS.
Yeah, true. The FPS will kinda be our dictator since that will be the main dictator. We can call the palace FPS dictator FPS dictator's palace or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Because that will be our dictator. Anyways, we are about to end our little discussion here, which passed up pretty fast. We will leave you now with the rest of the timelapse, which is very short, and cinematics. Don't forget to watch the cinematics. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave some comments, feedbacks on what do you think about this train station and many other ideas. If you have stories and so on, just hit us with them. And of course, hit the like button as well if you did enjoy this video. Subscribe to our channels if you are new to this, and if you want to see more from Osahra and not only. And see you next time on $2 channel with the next episode, number 10. We reach our first milestone.
So quick,
and
man.
That's it from my side, $2.
Nah, you nailed it. That's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you next time.
Bye bye.